Welcome, everyone, to Inspire You. I'm Karen Vaughn from 106.7 WTLC. You can listen to me Monday through Friday, kicking off at 10 a.m. to get you through your workday. But it's the weekend and we are home. We are relaxing. We're taking in all the good vibes of Inspire You. And listen, we got to have a little fun as well, right? So I want to bring on straight from the lab in Brooklyn, Phony Ppl. They're here hanging out with us during Inspire You. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're getting ready for the holidays. We're getting ready for the new year. We're just, motivated and inspired. And motivated and inspired by you and your music. I would love for each of you to introduce yourselves and then we'll jump right on in.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I play the drums. How you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
man.
my name's Elijah. I play guitar.
Hey, my name is LB3 and I play the microphone.
My name is Agent Grant, and you can catch me on the keys. Hey, how's it going? I am Barry Bass, and from my name, you can tell that I play the bass.
Yes,
We are.
absolutely. In your voice. Welcome again, Phony Ppl. You guys are amazing. We played your last single, playing your current single now. And I have a quick question because the first single is very nostalgic, nowhere but up. So my first question is, if we had a versus, which version of "I Didn't Mean to Turn You On" would you pick, Robert Palmer or Sherelle?
Um, I just want to take this time to shout out to Mariah Carey and her version of the song too, because that definitely happened. I would go. I gotta go to the OG. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the OG. So Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, they
Yes,
made it happen. Yeah. I gotta pick the original one.
yes.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Unanimous. Yeah.
Oh, it's unanimous. It's unanimous. Everybody, yeah, 100%.
That's across the board.
Yes, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Sherelle across the board. It was one of my first albums. So when I heard your the single, I was like, what? Kind of, took it back. Very nostalgic. Love the song and love you guys and the energy that you bring. I saw you a couple of weeks ago when we were in Atlanta for our meeting, and you really brought it during your performance. And I love that you all are on tour, out and about. You'll be in Chicago in the next couple of days. Share with us the meaning behind the name of your new project, as connection is very vital to you as a group and, of course, your audience.
Barry Bass.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, our latest project is called Euphonious,
Yes.
and that's spelled EUPHONYUS. But it is actually derived from an actual word that is called euphonious, but that's spelled EUPHONIOUS. And what that word means is pleasing to the ear. And within that sort of context in that realm, we give it to you so that you can explore multiple meanings of what that even means. But then there's also a lot of things that you can decipher out of it, as in you, phony, us, as a connection between the fans, Phony Ppl, and ourselves. There's numerous things. The music itself has more energy and more, there's more danceability with this project. There's a lot of things. EU, phony, US. Yeah, that's another thing. Is another play on letters and phonetics. There's there's so much that you can do with it, and that's what we like to do with our album titles, is really give things for you to think about, and also connect it to the music. There's a lot of color inspiration derived from the cover and everything that's involved with it. But yeah, euphonious. It has multiple meanings, but yeah, we all have nice ways of explaining it as well.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that. You all met in high school, from what I understand. Um, where did you meet within the walls of your high school? Was it, music class in regards to, because you are classically trained musicians, or was it just out and about?
I'd say the like the band itself started in high school, but
Okay.
it's a little earlier than that. These two are brothers, so they
Nice.
met, you know, from day one. Uh, and then Asia and LB met first day of middle school, actually. And I met Asia the first day of high school, and we all met Matt in high school. So it rounded out all in high school, but it started from like early, like literally family.
Mhm. When you guys came together in high school, what were some of the songs that you all performed, or what was the song you were pounding on the lunchroom table?
Definitely grinding. Everyone was definitely doing grinding. We from somehow that song is part of the Brooklyn DNA. Um,
Yes.
um, but y- yeah, and it was a lot of jams too. It was definitely, and it was a lot of Neptunes. Like the fun thing I think about us being that age and being relatively newer with our instrument is we were still all trying to explore everything. So anything that we really thought we could cover, we would try to. We would try to mess around with it for sure. Yeah. A lot of Dilla.
Yes.
Yeah, Fly Low.
Yeah, man, everybody really brought their own like lunchbox full of favorites, and everyone also had their openness for discovery. So there was music that we all had that maybe Matt grew up on a song that none of us really knew too much, but he always played it, you know. And then we like, okay, let's see what that is. And then we all had this discovery. We still, you know, discovering music, but we had this time of just, you know, this Facebook group called Vinyl Archaeology. And we used to find deep cuts that people would just have, oh, going through my grandfather's vinyls and I found this, and they would just digitize it and share it with the world. So we used to find a bunch of things through that. Music that wasn't even in English that we didn't know what they're talking about, but we felt the love.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it really just that time really just planted a bunch of seeds for music that we follow loosely today. You know what I mean? Every now and then, check back in with those. Yeah. It just only expands and expands and expands. So
Mhm.
yeah, shout out to that time.
Yeah. Music is just so universal, and to your point, discovery, from going through your parents' albums back in the day or CDs back in the day. And even now, so with the internet and social media, you really can discover songs beyond what is in your home library somewhere, or you're dusting off and blowing off the dust to listen to records. So I just feel that we all now have a musical landscape that is just so vast. Um, and just thinking of your musical landscape, what were some of the artists that inspired you? And everyone can answer that question, or one person, but just would really love to know that from you guys as a band.
It's a long list.
It's okay.
You know what's crazy is Tyler the Creator inspired, at
Mm,
least for me, a lot because of just him growing up with us and him just seeing how he did it from just jump, and how it wasn't just about music, but it was about his team. It was about, Odd Future. It was about the clothing, just like the branding in general. I think that was to me, and that was well after we started, and but it was just so inspiring to see it and just upbringing and like just us becoming like, all right, this from fun to being, this is something that is our profession now. This is our livelihood. So seeing that was very inspiring to me. And that's just somebody current. We can name all the older guys, but currently seeing him go, just getting up there was just like, man, that was like, wow, like it made it possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like if we also talk about Tyler, we could do his sort of predecessor with Pharrell and the Neptunes in general, and how they sort of, in a really colorful way, influenced a lot of uh, a lot of contemporary artists today as well, including us. I remember we had a huge like NERD and Neptunes just like listening sessions where we'd just come through and be like, yo, you see this? And then people would come through with the clothes, the Billionaire Boys Club and the ice cream and everything. And it was such a good time for us being like teenagers that it was such an influence even to this day, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
I honestly feel like there's probably a smaller list of things I'm not influenced by in terms of artists or music that I listen to, or any of us really. I find that it's pretty easy to find something you like in even if it's not the whole song. There's probably one line or you like the beat or the melody in the beat or something like that, and that was what I always looked for as a kid. And I think we all did really, just like finding whatever we could make anything feel like something you like if you listen to it enough. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know for me, Elijah put me on to Yes, and King Crimson.
We all went to different music schools and different kinds of influences within like our education. So I went to something called School of Rock. So I definitely
Interesting.
was hammering these guys over the head with a bunch of rock songs from my childhood, and I still do, honestly.
oh, I don't know why, but I just had a flashback to when we started discovering Debussy, and just seeing like how, yeah, like you think of a long time ago, and you just think of how whack things were or how whack things could have been, but then you just think about like Debussy is proof of how much soul a person could have before technology got to the time that we know as a starting point. So it just proved to me, like, even in the caveman days, Brethrens had soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, yeah. Because I know it wasn't that long ago, but it's just proof. Like, you pull up with a Ford Model T. You know what I'm saying? With the fire cords. You pull up on a horse and buggy with the fire cords. Yeah.
Progressions and melodies. I said a lot of people today are doing what Debussy was doing back in the day, what he kind of like somewhat introduced. He didn't completely introduce it, but just like the atmosphere he created. A lot of people in jazz are doing it, and you can see a lot of people in jazz are, what the new R&B people are doing, and that's what Debussy kind of like, you know, part of is he's part of it. It's part
Yeah.
of the flavors.
One more thing. I think at the time, I mean, even still now, music is to be enjoyed, but to me, it's also something to be a spectator sport in and just to observe.
Yeah.
It may not be everything's not to be enjoyed, but everything's to be observed. So, artists and producers and engineers who had a particular way of getting from silence to this is the end of the song, and any way they went about it, whether it was Pharrell, which came up, or Quincy Jones, or if it was um, Scott Storch, or if it was Darkchild, these produce, or Dilla, these these people had their particular way of getting from 0 minutes and 0 seconds to the end of the song or the end of the album, and um, understanding that every song is not to prove the same point. This song can be like this, and that song can be like that, and that's totally okay. And the more expansive our exploration is, the more we could find innovation, the more we could bring a new sound, or the more we could experiment. So I was really more inspired by what's possible and the possibilities that haven't been discovered yet, at these times, listening to all this different music. Matt?
Um, yeah, what they said, and also shout outs to my dad and my mom for putting me on to great music. There you go.
Yeah. We dropped the mic on mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, so as you guys are in the lab and you're working on music, is there any one song that you listen to like in your headphones, or you listen to before you start, really diving in, that really motivates you, or a song that you can listen to over and over and over again, no matter how many times you hear it, it's still like hearing it for the first time?
Yeah.
I, oh, I think it's kind of, and I think I can speak for a few artists, not every artist, but it's kind of hard to listen to music if your originality is what you're going for. It's hard to listen to music while making music, you know. But some people do listen to music, like, oh, I want to make this new. Oh snap! Young Thug just came out with something, and that's that's what it is now. Like that's what I'm trying to replicate.
Right.
But for at least for me personally, I usually don't listen to music as I'm making music. I kind of just let my environment, like what's going on in my life, kind of
Nice.
not really dictate it, but it's just natural. It's like having a conversation. It's not like, oh, I'm thinking about Martin Luther King as I'm talking to Barry right now. It's not like that. It's just like this is me.
Right.
This is this is my soul. Like this is where I'm coming from in my life.
Right.
So that's just me though.
All to the good. All to the good. That's the drop. That's when you drop the mic. We're gonna hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, um, exactly what Asia said. That's how I think all of us kind of approach, creating new music. Um, More so, it'd be like you go outside and the train tracks. You hear the train going, you're like, wow, that's a crazy rhythm.
Right.
You'll find inspiration, windshield wipers, this rain hitting your window, like more than be like, let me go find this artist or whatever. You still, listen to your Stevie Wonders, you find that, but more so it's like the sound my pipes was making at 3 a.m. It just resonated with me, and I went outside, dogs was fighting. I recorded that. Life is where we draw the inspiration, the way the soda opened, all of that.
I need to make sure the next time I interview y'all, I have a symbol too.
Yeah.
I
Gonna
like.
see you the Phony Ppl symbol.
Yes.
But also, speaking of Stevie Wonder, I could probably listen to "Do I Do" like every day.
Yes. Yes. Mine is all I do.
Oh, see,
All I do.
Stevie's one of them. Stevie's one of the ones you can listen to every day.
Yes, and I can't help it by Mike. It's yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not answering the questions you are.
Stevie Wonder wrote that song. Do you know that Stevie Wonder wrote that?
Well, yes,
All right,
absolutely.
cool. Just need
Yeah.
your connection.
Let me ask you guys about the business of music because we have individuals watching and listening that want to get into business, right? And it's about the music, but it's more about the music. So what have you learned about the music business during your journey, giving listeners a peek behind the curtain as many only hear or see the end result?
I think one of the simplest things I would advise someone to do is to be as kind and courteous and willing to really meet someone in the middle, anyone you're doing business with, period. But especially in entertainment and music business, one of the most valuable traits you can have is to not be someone that people just don't want in a room.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It's about really, it's about pride. It's about power. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think a very important part about the music business is to really, it's perseverance too, is a big part of it. Is it's trying to really stick to what you're doing, try and stick to your guns, but also just really be someone who can collaborate, um, make sure that you know where your finances are. You keep track of that as best as you can. Make sure that you're on top of your finances. You know where your money goes, so that you can be able to have control
Mm.
over your creativity. And when you do that, you find that that it is easier to collaborate. That it is easier to work with all types of people from other industries as well to help support your career.
One thing I think I would say is build as much as possible before like seeking out, huge offers or anything like that. Build with your friends, gain, like Elijah said, gain as much leverage beforehand before like really, trying to shop, something. Really build up your product, build up the brand, build up your team beforehand, because you don't want to get into situations where people are placing, inappropriate teammates for you. And building up your leverage, having, people that you've worked with countless times even before it was crazy, things involved, those people are beneficial and will always do right by you.
Yeah.
I will also say, as you're getting into the music industry, you know, don't forget that you love music, because it could become a money game, and that can just destroy all the love of music and creativity that you have. And just like, I would just say, still make sure you have that fun and you understand where you came from, why you're doing this, and yeah, and just also just understand it, and also another tip is, it's not just the music that in the music industry, it's also finances, as Barry's saying, it's also publishing, understanding what mechanical royalties are, and what, BMI, ASCAP, all these companies, and then understanding like law and all that stuff. That's all part of it. You can't just be like, yeah, I just made a dope beat and I'm about to like send it to every top list celebrity that I know, and you land a placement and your money's just going nowhere. You're just like, okay, I just have the credentials, but you know I don't, I can't, my money's going nowhere. So it's good to understand everything as much as you can. I'm still learning, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's my advice.
I would say, even though you're striving for more, be okay with where you are. Like, no matter where you are in it. Like, if there's a lot of extra pressure, I think, and emotions that people add on with themselves, and it just doesn't have to be there, and it clouds judgment and decision making. So I think, even if you decided today that you wanted to, do this, is what you wanted to do, are you okay with it being day one, or do you feel like you should be moving like someone who's been 2 decades into it, and it's the first day? So I think having a realistic patience with yourself, and also the drive to get the information you need, and then the practice to apply it, and not beating yourself up for things that you could have done differently in hindsight, because that's what it's all about, trying to do the best that you can do, but understanding like, okay, I'm at where I'm at, and I learned one amazing thing, but now I don't want to trick myself into thinking I know everything after I learned this one amazing thing, or like, my man's taught me something, or I spoke to this person and got some insight. Now I get the game. Like, nah, that's just one little piece. Like, take your time. It's day three now. It's not day one. It's day three, and be okay with being on day three, and just
Yeah.
Also, as much as like, if you're in a really bad place with your progress, or if you feel like you're not in as much of a good creative output as you've been, like that will pass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll get to a point outside of that. And at the same time, if you're in a really good place, if you're really up, that also can pass. Like, you know what I mean? So always just be ready for the waves that's going to come with, and have specific goals that you're trying to reach. The big goal is, I want to be the best, and I want to do everything and live wherever. Right, but have those specific goals. I want to play at that venue. I want to make a song with this person. Like, have these visions and these goals that you really want to have, like, broken down steps to achieve.
I love all of that. Um, for the business of music and just the business of life. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. I love it. Um, I really loved Don't Forget that you're in love with the music and the creative process. That was powerful. Everything you guys said was powerful. Thank you for sharing that. You helped somebody today. You helped somebody today. Where's the come on the symbol?
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for giving us the platform to help somebody today. This helped us today too, because sometimes people feel like it's a one-way transaction. But,
Yeah.
this, thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You know
Merci.
what? We all support each other and build with each other for what you said earlier, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So as we get ready for the holidays, how are you guys spending the holidays? What are you doing? I
I'm
know
making
you're on
a
the
lot
road.
of tea at Matt's house. We rehearsing. I'm making a lot of tea, and I'm making sure I get the Christmas mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the spirit.
Got you.
My birthday on the December 24th, so I'm gonna be doing that.
Early birthday. Come on,
Right?
you symbol again.
Where?
Turning 19, it's gonna be great.
It's
No, I'm
awesome.
joking. I'm joking. I'm turning 20.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Oh, I had something. Oh, I mean, right after this, we're gonna be rehearsing, so we're getting, our latest album, of course, Euphonious just came out, so we're prepping the songs and getting everything ready for festive next year to play for everyone. So, that's what we're working on too.
That's a fact. Go listen to Euphonious, man. You're gonna want to hear that joint live. It's gonna be crazy. Crazy.
That sounds like a good stocking stuffer around this holiday season. Yes, absolutely. So you said you guys are rehearsing. How does that work? What do you guys do? Is there something that you do to get ready to rehearse? You talk it through, you just start playing. Just give us a little something of how you guys rehearse together.
We've been a band for like over 10 years, so at this point,
Mhm.
there are probably routines that if we don't realize that we do, but if like for example we had someone new in, we'd probably have to realize, oh, like we should tell them like this is how we do it. So I don't know. It's all pretty standard to me. We all have our instruments here and we choose a song and we just go from there. We stop at some point afterwards. We'll decide like let's try it this way or maybe this rhythm would work or whatever. But mainly it's just like start and go.
Okay. I love it.
Food. We get food. We get food. Yeah, you know, you get food.
Sometimes
Oh yeah. Sometimes Matthew.
Sometimes Matthew's mother makes food, and those are really special, incredible days.
Nice.
Real quick.
From Matt's mom.
Yeah, shout out to Matt, shout out to Miss Bias. Hopefully she can hear. But yeah, so like on the story with Matt, like we use Matthew's streaming room, so that's why we're able to get this nice camera right here. And before rehearsal, Matthew cleans up. We set up all of our instruments, and then we sit down and we're like, all right, guys, what do we got? What do we got? Matthew sets up everything on his screen, and we can see everything, and we can hear everything. Everything coming to our ears. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Okay. I feel like I'm a fly on the wall just watching y'all get ready.
Yeah, this is all part of it. This is just a day we came together. We're gonna have rehearsal, and we're like, oh yeah, let's.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all the best to you and everything that you all are doing with your new project. Euphonious out now. Download, stream, purchase, all of that good stuff. Like I said, it's an awesome stocking stuffer. Love everything that you all are doing and would love to see you in Indianapolis soon. Maybe we need to have chats about that because I think everyone needs to see a Phony Ppl performance. You guys were amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
No problem. Tell everybody where they can follow you on social, get connected, all of that.
Everything is at Phony Ppl. That's PhonyPPL. Yeah, go check us out. We're on every platform. We're everywhere. Add us on Discord. You know what I'm saying? Join us.
Right there.
Come to Brooklyn and ring our bells. Come join us.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for being here. We're continuing now with Inspire You and give it up for Phony Ppl, everybody.
Hey, 3 in love. In the city nearest you.